What's up, guys? Welcome back to Yoga for Dancers. I hope you are ready to move your hips today. I don't even need to tell you guys about how much hips are used in dance for turnout, for pliés, jumps, like literally everything. The pelvis is super important, as are all the muscles that surround it, and they can get really tight. So we're just gonna open up everything, stretch it all out if you're feeling a little tense, a little stiff in that area. Our hips tend to hold a lot of emotions as well. They're kind of, because of our sacral chakra, which is located right in our pelvis, that is our chakra of emotions. It's water, it's feelings, it's like riding the wave of being a human and all the emotions we can feel. So a lot of emotional stuff can get kind of stagnant energetically down there. So just notice how you're feeling throughout class. If you start to feel, in any yoga class, you can start to feel like intense emotions just from opening the body, but especially with the hips. So just stay present, stay compassionate, see if you can challenge yourself to observe your thoughts, observe what's going on in your mind rather than getting drawn down into what's happening. And then that could just give you some good insight on what's going on, maybe what you need to reflect on, what you need to change in your life. We're all about growth and transformation and changing yourself for the better here on this channel. Grab some water, let's hop on the mat. Take a forward fold. Shaking your head out, no, releasing in the shoulders. Letting your toes spread and melt on the floor, just coming into the present moment. Taking a deep inhale through the nose and exhale, sighing it out, letting go of any tension. Just knowing that for this time that you've set aside on your mat is for you and for your well-being. So just let everything else outside of this room go for a moment. Dedicating this time to be in your body. Send your breath all the way down the entire length of your spine, expanding into the back of the body, behind the heart, into the low back. Reaching for your left ankle with your right hand, reach that left arm up for a twist. And exhale, switching sides, reaching for the opposite ankle, right arm reaches up. Make sure that you're not locking into your knees here if you're hypermobile. Exhale back to the center, pulling your core in to support your spine as you roll up one vertebra at a time. Circle the arms up, turn the feet out, and sinking low into a goddess pose, bringing your hands to heart center. So really make sure that the glutes are underneath you, squeezing, drawing the inner thighs together, pressing the knees apart, nice and open. Tall through the spine. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, keeping the knees out as you lower down. And up. And lower. Last one, opening up the hips. Exhale, down. Bringing your hands to your knees. You're gonna inhale, grow tall through the spine. Exhale, twisting your right shoulder in, looking over the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Sinking nice and low in the hips, keeping the knees open wide. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Coming back up and sweeping the arms up to straighten the legs. Coming to face the top of your mat now. And diving forward. Forward fold here. Straightening your left leg, bending the right, place the right hand just below your face and twist open to the left, reaching that arm up to the sky. Creating lots of room in the torso, reaching the crown of the head and tailbone away from each other so that you have lots of room to fill up your entire lungs. Exhale, release, switching sides, bend the left, straighten the right, getting a nice stretch through the outer leg. Just seeing how your body is feeling today, where you're tight, where you're open. With every exhale, seeing where you can soften, where you can release. Plant your hands and stepping back into a downward facing dog. Walking out through the heels, shake your head no. Really spread the fingertips on the floor and plug the hands down. Draw your ribs in and really arching your low back to get your booty up in the air. Breathing here, closing your eyes for a moment, feeling your body. When you're ready, inhale, sweeping the left leg up to the sky, getting a nice stretch, down dog splits. And then bending the knee, drawing some big circles in the sky with that knee, opening up the hip socket. Make sure you get some circles in both directions. Beautiful, and then really sweeping that leg and opening the hip, bending at the knee. Let that foot fall over towards the right butt cheek, but still keeping that leg in the air to open up through the front of the left hip, and then squaring off your shoulders, so making sure that your shoulders aren't opening like your hip. Keep them nice and square towards the front of your mat. From here, let that left foot fall all the way to the right side of the floor, flipping over into Wild Thing, pressing into the ground with that right arm, pressing your hips up to the sky, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, planting the left hand, draw the left knee into the chest and extend it over to the right. So we've got this kind of cross-legged position, and then sweeping the right arm open for dancing starfish. Pressing into the ground with that left hand to reach the right fingertips up. Exhale, release that right hand to the ground and sink your hips down to the floor, coming into this cross-legged position here. Just taking a couple ripples through the spine, exhaling to lower, inhaling to ripple up. Exhale, lower, inhale up. And then making a nice little pillow for yourself with your hands, come all the way down. With every exhale, seeing where you can melt into the floor. Allow your body to sink down, surrendering to gravity. Bring your awareness to the hips, letting the fascia and muscles and ligaments surrounding them relax. Staying present with the breath with each inhale and exhale, and all the sensations of the pose. Inhale, pressing yourself back up onto your hands, tuck the back toe, straighten the leg to lift your hips up and step that left leg to the outside of the left hand. So really nice and open through the hips here, lower that back knee. Just gonna begin to circle the hips a little, kind of little hip gyrate going on. If you're really hypermobile, don't try and go to your full range here, but just try to work on more stability, just little circles instead of trying to press into the hip joint. Just trying to loosen up here. Nice, taking stillness with that left hand. You're gonna reach forward on an inhale, looking up, and exhale to twist, looking behind. Inhale forward, exhale behind. Inhale one last time, forward, up and back, bending the back knee, reach for that foot, sinking nice and low through the hips, staying lifted up and out of that right shoulder socket and long in the spine. So yeah, your hips are sinking down, but the rest of your body is reaching up towards the sky to find that length. Breathing here. Exhale, release that foot. I'm gonna take a moment to breathe in lizard. So if you wanna be up on your hands, that's fine. Or coming down onto your forearms. If you really want to, you can keep that twist down on your forearms. But bring your breath and your awareness to your hips. If If you've got that back leg bent, gently release it. And then coming back up onto your hands. From here, so you're gonna pick up that back foot, pivot so that your shin, your back shin is parallel with the back of your mat, and then walking your hands behind you to open up into a gate opener here. So grounding down through the outer edge of that left foot and reaching the left fingertips away. Begin to circle that left arm, opening up through the heart. Beautiful. And then reaching that left hand so far that the left foot floats off, finding a balance, pressing into the floor with that right hand to stay nice and lifted. And then bend the left knee, reach back for that foot and press the foot into the hand to open up through the front of the body. From here, you can tilt your pelvis down a little bit to really stretch that leg up towards the ceiling. Lifting through the heart, lifting through the chest. And then gently letting that leg go, straightening it back to the floor and circling back into that lizard pose that we had when we first came down. Taking one last breath here and then tucking the back toes, lift the knee off. And then you're gonna pivot, bringing that back foot parallel to the back of the mat, keeping this front foot really turned out as much as you can, and then sinking those hips down. So if you're having trouble keeping this right leg rotated here instead and not coming here and letting your knee drop in, we really want to be rotated with your toes pointing up towards the ceiling. You might just need to bring that foot forward a little bit. We really want to be in a more open position here rather than letting your knee fall down towards the floor. Sinking nice and low here, bring your hands to heart. Again, with that left elbow really pressing that left knee open, making sure that it's tracking over the toes. Taking a moment to breathe here. And if you'd like to open up, you can, really pressing open through the heart, through the collarbones. You can even take a bind if you want, wrapping those arms around and reaching for the opposite hand. Breathing here, getting a nice opening through that inner thigh. Beautiful. Just one more moment here. You can stay here, hands on the ground, hands at heart, whatever version is serving you, or reach for the left ankle with the right hand, and then stretching the left arm over towards the toes here. So this is definitely a very advanced stretch, so don't push your body past its limits. Even if you just need to start here and just find length in the spine to reach towards that foot, I'd rather have you finding length than crunching over here, but really try to find that length as you lower down. Breathing deep. Then wherever you are, coming back up, letting go of the pose, plant that left hand on the floor. You're gonna press up into a triangle, so making sure that back leg is parallel to the back of the mat, reaching that right arm up. Staying mindful of your front knee here, that you're not locking into it. Reaching the crown of the head and tailbone away from each other, so we're not collapsing down here, but staying nice and open and long through the torso. One more inhale, reaching up to the ceiling. And exhale, bringing that hand down, coming to frame your front foot. So your back foot is now turned out about 45 degrees, just a little bit. Spreading the toes of the front foot. See if you can pick them off the ground and then put them back down nice and spread. Trying to square off the hips, drawing the left hip back, right hip forward. Finding length in the spine, and then exhaling to mount over that leg for pyramid. Just a few breaths here, sending your breath to the back of the leg, to your hamstrings. Beautiful. Looking forward, bending through that front knee and reaching the arms up, coming into a lunge just for a moment before. Leaning your weight into that front leg and pushing off the back leg to come up into a standing balance, nice and tall. I'm gonna back up here. Nice and tall. Bring your arms to wrap around the right knee and hug it into the chest. Relax your shoulders down. Energy is going down from the hips. Squeeze the glute of the standing leg to press down into the floor, melting your entire footprint into the ground and growing up tall through the crown of the head. From here, turning out that right leg to place the right ankle just above the left knee on the quad for a figure 4 pose. Reaching the arms up on an inhale. And as you exhale, begin to bend that left knee, sink the hips down and back, and bring the hands to the heart for a balance. Make sure to steady the breath, keep it calm to help you balance. Find a point to gaze at on the floor in front of you to center you. This nice opening through the right hip. Beautiful, releasing your hands down. Begin to straighten that left leg, careful not to lock into the knee. And release that right foot down, crossed over the left, so cross-legged forward fold here. Pulling the core into the spine to support you as you roll back up. And uncross the feet. Yeah, so now taking a nice wide stance here with your toes just off the mat, heels on, a little turned out. You're gonna go for a yogi squat. So inhaling, arms up, find that length, and exhale, squatting down, pressing your knees open with your elbows, hands together at heart center. Growing up nice and tall through the spine. See if you can really relax your calves here so they can get a nice stretch. Inhaling, almost arching your back, finding as much length, looking up towards the ceiling. And exhale, bringing your hands behind your head, dropping your chin to chest round through the spine, drawing the crown of the head and tailbone together. Inhaling back up. And exhale, rounding once again. Beautiful, inhaling, coming back up. And then from here, you're just gonna drop onto your booty and roll onto your back, opening up for happy baby, reaching for the outer edges of your feet, letting your hips open and knees come towards the floor. Take a little rock side to side if that feels good for you. Beautiful. From here, hugging your knees into your chest, give yourself a little rock side to side, massage out your low back. And then rocking back and forward and back, rocking on the spine and rolling up, coming forward, stepping back into a plank. And then lifting the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Shake out your head no. Walk out through the heels. Inhale, sweeping the right leg up to the sky now. And then bending at the knee to draw those big circles in the air. Opening up the hip. Make sure you get some circles going both directions. From here, staying mindful to keep your shoulders square. You're gonna really open up through the right hip. Let that right foot fall towards the left butt cheek. Pressing into the floor with the fingertips. And then from here, letting that right foot fall all the way over to the floor on the left side, opening up for wild thing. Pressing into the floor with the hand and feet to lift your hips up, squeezing the glutes. Feel this beautiful opening through the front of the body. Exhale, planting the hand, extend that right foot over to the left side for that cross-legged position. And then rising the left arm up for dancing starfish. Exhale, left hand down. Keeping the legs as they are, just sink your hips to the floor. Yeah, coming into this nice twisted position. You can untuck your back toe. And let's just do a couple ripples coming down and up. Exhaling lower and up. And finally melting all the way down onto your hands. Letting all of the fascia surrounding the hips soften and open. Kind of getting that outer hip turn in muscles here. Giving them a chance to lengthen and soften. Breathing deeply. Where can you release? Maybe in your quads or your shoulders. Inhale, coming back up onto your hands. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee off, and step that right foot forward to the outside of the hands, lowering the back knee down. Coming into lizard pose here. So your right foot can be slightly turned out if you'd like. And then reaching that right arm forward, getting nice and close to the floor. Inhaling up, exhaling to twist. Inhaling forward, up and back, drawing this beautiful circle. Inhaling forward, exhaling back, bend that back knee, reach for the foot, getting a nice stretch through the quads, through the front of the hip. And then letting that go, bringing your hands forward. Find a lizard pose that feels good for you, maybe up on your hands, down on your forearms. You can even take a twisted forearm, reach for that back foot. Whatever will feel good for you to take a few breaths in. You can even roll onto that outside lateral edge of the right foot to really let those hips open. Beautiful, releasing that back foot and coming up onto your hands. So from here, pick up that back foot, pivot on the knee so that it's parallel to the back of the mat, walking your hands over to the left side and opening up into gate opener here. Feeling that long line of energy down the whole right side of the body. Take that right arm in a big circle. Beautiful. From here, reaching that right arm so far that the right foot floats off, taking a balance. And then bending the right foot, reach around, or bending the right knee, reach for the back foot, and press the foot into the hand to really find an opening through the body and an arch in the back. From here, keeping that foot, looking down to reach that foot up towards the ceiling. For a little kneeling dancer pose here. From here, gently releasing the feet, the foot, and walk your hands back towards the front of the mat. Yeah, I'm gonna switch around so that I can face you guys, but stay where you are. From here, you're gonna bring your hands to the inside of that foot, pick up the back knee, and pivot, coming into that side low lunge. So we're trying to get this straight leg really turned out, toes reaching up towards the ceiling. Again, you might have to scoot your foot forwards a little bit if you don't have that much range in your turnout. So watch your body, especially your knees, to be safe here. Bringing hands to heart, make sure that right knee is tracking out over the toes rather than falling in to protect your knees. You can stay here, or if you'd like to open up to the left, pressing that right arm into the right knee, and then you can take your bind from there. You can stay here if you'd like, or reach that left hand for the right ankle, and reach the right arm over towards the left foot. Remember to listen to your body with love and compassion. You want to go to your edge, so we're getting a lot of good sensation, definitely getting a stretch, but you can still breathe easily. You can still breathe in a relaxed way, and you're not in any pain. Beautiful, coming back up, placing your hands on the floor, and pivoting to come. Actually, wait, we gotta do triangle. Bringing your hands to the floor, bringing that right hand to the inside of the right foot, pivot the back leg so that it's parallel with the back of the mat, and open up for triangle, keeping a little bend in that front knee if you're hypermobile, so that the stretch goes into the muscles instead of the joint. Finding length in the spine. And then exhaling, bringing that hand down. Bring both hands to frame the front foot. Turn the back foot in slightly. Find length halfway lifted through your spine. And then exhale, melting over that front leg. Trying to draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. Squaring off the hips. One last breath here, staying present. I know it's really easy for the mind to wander to things that you have to do later or reflecting on your day thus far, but really just try to stay present. Notice what's going on in your body. This is really your opportunity to get to know your body better, to know your limits, to find your edge, to find where you can soften. Beautiful, bending through that front leg, straightening the back, coming up into a lunge. Arms up, shoulders down. Shifting that weight into your front foot to stand up, pressing nice and strong into a standing one-legged balance, hugging that left knee in towards the chest, squeezing the right glute and really sending your energy down the right leg to mount that foot into the floor. Make sure your weight is evenly distributed throughout all four corners of your feet here, shoulders down. From here, keeping that right glute squeezing nice and active, you're gonna turn out that left leg, taking a figure four. So it looks like this, yeah? Just above the knee, arms up, inhale, find the length. Exhale, hands to heart as you bend through that right knee, sinking the hips down. Staying nice and lifted and tall through the spine, core drawing in. Letting that left hip open as you find a spot to gaze at on the floor. Breathing nice and slow for your balance. And then exhale, plant the hands, straighten that right leg and cross the left leg over, coming into a crossed forward fold. Beautiful, plant your hands from here, stepping back into downward facing dog. I'm gonna switch around. Inhaling the left leg up to the sky, get a stretch. And exhale, bring that foot forward for pigeon. Such a good hip opener. The more you can bring that foot forward and get your shin parallel to the front of your mat, the more of a crazy hip opener it's gonna be. But listen to your body. The closer it's gonna be to your leg, the more gentle it will be. And then from here, wherever you are, pick up your hips and see if you can square them off a little bit so that you're really facing the front of your mat. Growing up nice and tall in the spine, letting the hips settle a little bit. And then exhaling, melting down. If this is hurting your knee at all, you can always flex and wing that front foot, and that should take some of the pressure off. Here, to really get the benefits of this pose, you want to be breathing into your lower ribs and into your low belly. 2, allow your hip flexors, especially your psoas, a chance to relax and to lengthen. Inhaling, press pressing back up. Keep that left hand planted. You're gonna bend the back knee and see if you can reach that right arm around and back for that foot, drawing it in towards your body. Staying up nice and tall through the heart. And if you can hook that foot in your elbow, great. And then reach that other arm around. See if you can grab your opposite hand for mermaid pose. But if this is where you are today, that is totally fine. Send lots of love to your body. Love yourself just as you are today, knowing that you already are exactly who and where you need to be, and that you are perfect. You are the divine. You are the universe. It's expressing itself in human form. Beautiful, releasing that, letting it go. Sweeping that back foot around to cross over the other one. Reaching up and taking a twist, looking over the right shoulder as that left elbow hugs that knee into the chest. Letting that twist go, uncrossing your legs, facing the front of your mat. Lift the hips up and back, downward dog. And sweeping the right leg up to the sky. Before bringing it forward, lowering down into pigeon. Your hips a little rock side to side, letting them melt and release into the floor, and then melting forward. Breathing deeply, getting that diaphragmatic breath, inhaling to expand, exhaling to release. Inhaling back up onto your hands, bending the back leg and reaching that left arm for the foot, drawing it in towards your body. See if you can hook it with your elbow and reach that right hand back, staying nice and lifted through the chest. Releasing that leg and sweeping it forward, coming into that cross-legged position here and taking that twist, looking behind your left shoulder, hugging that knee in with you. Beautiful, letting that go. Bringing your feet out in front of you. So a lot of times as dancers, we're always trying to get our turn out. We're always stretching our turn out, trying to get our knees open, but we always forget about our turn in muscles. You know, our inward rotators that we want to stretch them too, just so that we're balanced throughout our whole body. So we never want one muscle to be more tight than another one, because that's just going to throw our alignment off eventually. We want everything to be equally open and lengthened. So what you're going to do, bring your feet out a little wider than your hips, let them fall to one side, kind of bringing your hips forward a little bit. So you're gonna have your left sits bone off the floor. Flexing through the feet, you're gonna cross that right foot on top of the left. So not getting it right on the knee, but just above, and then twisting away from that. See if you can really release through this upper part of your left leg. It's kind of a weird stretch. You might have to play around with it a little bit, but you should. The sensation you're going for is like a really deep stretch from like your hip that kind of wraps around your leg, getting this inward rotation stretch here. Growing up tall through the spine to twist away slightly. Whew, haven't done this one in a minute. And then if you start to get any pressure on the inside of your knee here, back up off a little bit. We don't want any strain on your knee. So you don't need to hold that one too long, just a little bit, just getting that little quick stretch. Falling to the other side, getting that right sits bone up off the floor, crossing that leg over, going up tall through the spine to twist away slightly. So you really only need to hold this pose for a few breaths. I would suggest doing it after you've done a lot of turn out stretch, like if you just did a frog or something somewhere. I would do this one to kind of counterbalance that pose. And releasing it, bringing your feet out in front of you and just let your knees falling side to side, windshield wipers, giving your booty a little massage with your own body weight. And then keeping that going as you gently lower down onto your back. Hugging your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug, give yourself some love, massage out the low back. And then bringing your feet together, knees falling out to the side. In Supta Baddha Konasana, from here you can take your hands and massage down your legs, starting from the top of your hip, working your way down the quads. Taking a moment to rest your hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. Just letting gravity do the work here for a moment to let your hips open and soften. Closing your eyes. Taking a few breaths, really see if you can soften all the muscles surrounding the hips and just allow gravity to take over, letting your knees open. We'll just be holding this for a few more breaths. Beautiful, and then when you're ready, gently straightening out the legs, give them a little shake out any tension. And bringing your hands to rest next to your body for Shavasana. Maybe actually bring your hands to the front of your hips. Just give your hip flexors a little tiny rub here, letting them feel the warmth of your palms. Just encouraging them to soften. Bring your hands to the side of your pelvis here. And then letting the hands rest at the sides of your body, letting the palms face up towards the ceiling, closing your eyes. Softening through your brow and your jaw, your shoulders, your elbows and wrists, through your low back and especially your hips. Letting your quads relax and melt towards the floor. Your knees, your calves, your ankles and toes. Bringing your awareness to the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. Can you feel the edge of your awareness? Where does your skin meet the atoms of the air around you? Can you feel that there is no difference between the atoms of your skin and the atoms of the air around you? That all matter on this earth came from the same stardust out in the galaxy. And that all matter that is making up your body and everything around you is billions and billions of years old. That you are ancient and divine and cosmic, celebrating this life in a human form. And what a gift it is to be able to celebrate this life in the form of dance, to be able to express yourself. Can you feel the space between your bones? Can you feel the space between all of your cells? Can you feel the space between your atoms? Knowing that we are more space than matter. Just letting love and gratitude and compassion seep into the space between your atoms. Just allow yourself to relax. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, bringing your awareness to your whole body. Feel your aliveness, feel your own energy. And then stretching the arms up overhead, reaching fingers and toes away from each other. Exhale, bringing your knees one at a time into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And then rolling onto one side. To slowly press your way up to a comfortable seated position. Sits bones growing into the floor. Rooting down, crown of the head floating up towards the ceiling. Sweeping the arms up overhead, gathering in all of that cosmic love and energy from the universe and drawing it down into yourself. Thank you for joining me on the mat today. I hope your hips feel nice and open and loose and released. Just pay attention to how you feel the rest of the day, just honoring whatever emotions might come up. Just knowing that you are human and you are allowed to feel everything, and every feeling that we experience just deepens our own experience here on this planet, and it is truly a blessing. I'll see you guys next week. Namaste. Like, subscribe, follow. We got new videos coming every week to work on a different part of the body, mind, and spirit to help you have sustainable, long, and fulfilling, healthy dance careers. Sending you guys lots of love always. Catch you next time. Bye.